Okay. Good. You're still muted.
Here we are.
There we go. Okay.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to another Facebook Live.
Yeah. We're excited to be here.
Yep. Can you hear us okay? Bless you.
Yeah.
We're okay. Our microphones are okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, good.
All right. I'm Jen Clunan with Tea for All Reasons.
And I'm Marcia Richards with Vintage for All Reasons.
Yes, and we are here for our Facebook Live. It's fall, y'all.
It's fall, y'all, and we're having a fall rain.
Late summer.
Thunder, yeah.
More like late summer rain.
Thunder and light. Well, not lightning, but we've had some thunder.
Yeah. Yep, but that's okay. We need the rain. We're in a drought.
We do, yeah.
And, so the rain is good. We're glad that you have joined us tonight, and hopefully some others will come on board as we get things rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're waiting for others to join, we'll do the announcements that we usually do at the beginning of the evening. Just to remind you of the websites, the email, the Facebook group. You're at the Tea for All Reasons page on Facebook. There's a group that I run for Tea for All Reasons. It's facebook.com/groups with an S /Tea for All Reasons. And it's a private group, so you do have to answer some questions to be approved into the group. But if you answer those questions, you're in. And I share insider info, post graphics and stuff about tea. And I've been quiet recently. The last couple months have been busy at my day job, but I should be a little more active in there as we get into the fall.
Yeah.
So the website, my website is teaforallreasons.com. And my email is info@teaforallreasons.com. And
mine is Vintage for All Reasons at etsy.com.
Yep.
And the email is info@vintageforallreasons.com.
Right. But you're not showing anything tonight. Are you
I
showing anything
am
tonight?
not, just the beautiful table runners, but that are for sale. But other than that, nothing. And so they'll kind of get to see as we demo stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Okay. So
Thank you, hubby.
My dad is doing camera work as usual.
Yeah, beauties.
And you can see the table runners that my mom has sewn. And then my daughter Molly is doing the comments, so she'll be monitoring the comments. If you have any questions or whatever, feel free to type in the chat, and she will get questions to us so that we can answer them while we're live, or she'll answer or respond. She's pretty active in there when we're doing the live thing.
She's pretty tea savvy.
She is pretty tea savvy. Yep.
Yeah,
she is. She's learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, so wanted to let you guys know the Advent calendar pre-order went live on Monday. And so now is the time for you to pre-order your Advent calendar tea box. And if you're new, it's a box of samples. It's 24 different samples. One for each day of Advent, December 1st to the 21st. I don't do a 25th tea for Christmas Day. I do 1 to 24, but you do get 24 different teas. I know some tea companies repeat their teas. I thought about doing that, but the consensus was everybody liked having a different tea every day.
Yeah, you're right, because we have done,
from
other companies, and they do repeat.
They repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't repeat.
No.
So mine's a little special that way.
Keep in mind, this is no calorie Advent, because a lot of them are chocolates or
hot
cocoa or something. So you're getting an Advent treat every day, and it's calorie free.
Mostly calorie free. Some of the teas do have chocolate or candy sprinkles or fruit in it, but I mean, it's a negligible.
Yeah,
it's negligible.
Right. And some of them are even kind of healthy.
Yeah. And the samples are it's 24 samples. All of the holiday teas are in the Advent calendar. Most of the seasonal teas are in the calendar, but I do try to change it up. So when I have new teas that are added, in the year, I will switch out so that you're not getting the same box of samples every year. So you will get the holiday and the seasonal teas, but you'll also get some new ones.
Nice.
That are different from the last couple of years. So, so the pre-order is live, so you can order it now. They ship out the second week of November. The target is to have all of the pre-orders shipped out by November 12th. The pre-order on the website will actually end November 1st. So if you order after November 1st, just know that the pre-orders are going to ship before your order ships. They ship out in the order that they are placed as I receive them.
Yeah.
And
so it's really good to pre-order.
so you pre-order now and your box is going out in the first batch.
Yeah.
It takes me a long time to, like, I start work in October, and it takes the whole month of October. Molly will be helping because it's a bunch of little tea packets, and my fingers are too fat because they come sealed, and so I actually pay her to open the little packets. We don't need to go into that. And I will ship to a gift recipient. So if you want to order an advent calendar for someone else and have it shipped directly to them, I can do that. I will include a note from you, but you have to order it separate from your own if you're going to order one for yourself.
Okay.
Because I can't split the shipping. I need to know who it's shipping to. And there are so many of them that it's too hard for me to try to split an order. So if you're going to order one for someone else, order that separate. And also, just to be real, I need that payment on the shipping so that I can pay for the shipping label.
So what is the cost of the advent calendar box?
Don't quote me on it.
You want to come back to that?
I think it's 40. I want to say $43.95.
Okay.
For the calendar box, and then I think the shipping is $9 because it's under 40.
Yeah, and really based upon that and comparing that to other Advent tea companies, that do the Advent calendar for tea or hot chocolate or whatever, that's a really good price.
Yeah, and you are getting 24 separate teas.
Yeah.
And the packets are small, but it is enough tea that it depends on the tea. But for a basic black rooibos green tea, you're going to get probably at least two mugs out of one sample packet. On the herbals, you may only get one because herbal is big and chunky.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So on some of the herbals, because of the size of the fruit or the flowers or whatever, you may only get one mug out of that sample. But black tea, rooibos, for sure, you're going to get two mugs on those samples.
Great.
So I try to pack those little packets pretty full.
Pretty full. Good.
To make sure that you get a good quantity of tea in your sample.
Okay.
So
super.
And then for those who are quarterly subscribers, which I feel like I just announced this last time too, and it wasn't last time, but I say this every quarter. October is the next quarterly subscription box mail out. And so your invoices will go out in the first week of October. I think the 5th is typically the day that everybody's on PayPal at this point, and the 5th is the day that your invoice should go out. Once you've paid for that, I'll ship out your box. I can't ship it out until the invoice is paid, so be aware of that. And with that,
you want to tell them what's coming?
We're going to start. Yes. So Mom's going to do a baking demo, and this is a tried and true recipe.
Yeah.
You've been making these.
I've been making these since about 1985.
Yeah, a long time. They're good. They're good. Yeah. She'll tell you what they are. So she's going to do baking demo, and then we'll do a quick, maybe 5-minute break, just so that we don't even really need to reset so much, but clean up a little bit from her baking.
Yeah.
And then I'll show the teas. I've brought 13 teas to show. I brought the new ones that were just added to the shop in the last few weeks. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 6 teas that are new that were recently added to the shop. I'm going to show those, and I'm going to demo 2 of those. And then I have the teas that are in the fall sampler. Oh, I don't have that in my announcements. This is very importante.
Importante.
The fall sampler was put back in the shop beginning of this month. This is what it looks like. This is what the box looks like. The list of the teas. So I brought the 6 teas that are in the fall sampler to show, and I am going to demo a couple of them. But it's the same teas as last year. Autumn Harvest Black, Falling Leaves Black, Jen's Apple Cobbler Green, Pecan Pumpkin Tart Green, Salty Caramel Pumpkin Oolong, and Maple Leaf Rooibos.
Yes. These are wonderful.
These are the fall favorites.
They are the fall favorites.
That's why I didn't change them. I thought about changing out.
No, they're awesome.
These are the fall favorites. So, and so the sampler is available in the shop, and you can order that now. And this is what it looks like.
Great gift idea.
Yeah,
Really.
and the 6 teas, you get 6 half-ounce packages of tea, which gives you, again, depending on the tea, like an herbal is big and chunky, and you may only get maybe 3 or 4 mugs out of the herbal. Although this one is rooibos, so you'll get more. But you're going to get 5 or 6 mugs minimum out of one of these samples, probably more.
Yeah, so bear in mind, this is a whole different thing than a whole different deal than the Advent, because the Advent you're getting single, maybe 2 servings. Right. And this you could get a pot. You could get a small pot out of the sample that you get here. But you get 6 samples. Yeah.
And I can't show you the bag, but the bag is the size of the box. Mm-hmm. Like they fit flat in the box.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And how much is that? I'm sorry.
On the website.
It's on the website. I want to say $20.99. I did raise prices on some things this year. That's still really good.
Yeah.
You're getting 3 ounces of tea. And don't read up. Your mic sounds weird.
Oh, sorry.
No. It slid down, so that might help. Is
Muffled?
That better?
Give it a second.
Was it muffled before?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah, okay. It slid down. Okay.
Sorry.
No?
Yeah,
no, it's the delay.
So
The delay.
like,
Are you good?
especially when you're like asking me a question, I zone out when I don't hear you. When I hear it, I'm here. It's like, huh?
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. All right. And then I'll show these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll show them now.
Okay.
I didn't write it in.
Yeah, that's fine.
We have a script, and I didn't write this stuff down in the script.
We never stick to the script literally, do we?
We don't. Yeah. No. Okay, I'll show a few other things. So I added tea sachets for a few different blends. This particular tin is for the Dowager Countess Gray. The house blend, lemon souffle, and the Dowager Countess Gray, I'm offering in, I call them tea sachets, tea bags, basically. You get 20 tea sachets in the tin, and the brewing instructions, everything, ingredients on the back of the tin. So I do offer it currently only for those 3 teas. And depending on how well they do, my time, I might begin to offer them for other teas as well. But I wanted to start small.
And again,
it's
great gift idea.
Yeah, and that would make a great stocking stuffer.
It would.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then I do carry mugs, and hopefully you can see this through the plastic. This is the fall, what did she call this one? Autumn woodland.
Oh yeah.
It's got the pretty trees, and then it's got the stag, I guess is what that is. This is just one example of the pretty, it's got a little fox on there, of the pretty mugs that I got from Flory and Snow, is the woman who did the artwork on the mugs. They're beautiful. They're floral motif. There are some Christmas mugs. There are some mugs that just say tea, 2 different sizes. This is an 11-ounce mug. Some of them are 15-ounce. And they're gorgeous and also
really
make
are.
a great gift.
Yeah.
I only brought the one to show because it's in the fall.
Yeah.
It's fall, y'all.
It's fall, y'all.
And it's in the nice autumn theme. So I wanted to show that off. And then I brought a couple tea cozies to show. So this is one of the wrap style tea cozies. I don't have a pot out to do it, but you set your pot in there and then you can tie it around. It'll keep your tea warm. And it's a nice autumn
I love that
leaf motif with the pretty ribbon. And then these are the kind that fit over the pot, where you just rest it over the pot. And this is a nice fallish color paisley. This is the one that fits the 2 to 4 cup pot. And then this also comes in the 6 to 8 cup pot. So I wanted to show the 2 different sizes.
Right. Very good.
And then I threw this in there too. This is the French Bistro in the 2 to 4 cup size. And you can see the difference in the sizes.
Yeah, and some of you who have purchased the same
runners?
pattern, the table runners, corresponding this is the negative and the other is the white background.
Right, with the black.
They coordinate really well.
Yeah.
That even coordinates really well with this.
It does with your runner.
Yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to remind you, I do carry tea cozies in the over style, but also in the wrap style.
Yeah.
And these are the ones that are mostly fallish.
Yeah. Good.
Fall. Sort of fall. And then that's it for showing off stuff.
All right.
So then we'll start with the baking demo. So I was saying baking demo, and then we'll take a short break, and then we'll come back. I'll show the teas. I'll demo, blend, I'll brew a few, and then we'll show the finished baked good. Final announcements, giveaway, and we're done.
Well,
it should be short.
Yeah, we were really, wasn't it,
was
last
long.
month?
Yeah,
we were really long.
Yeah,
so we'll keep it
last
shorter
time.
tonight.
Yeah, this one will be much shorter.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay, so
All right.
My dad's going to follow Mom into the kitchen, and you'll do the baking.
Okay. Well, as I said, I have been baking these since 1985, and through the first few years, I was kind of perfecting it, getting it to just exactly the way I wanted it. And what I'm going to demonstrate tonight is autumn pumpkin muffins. And these, I love them so much. And I have great memories that are attached to these because when I started making them in 1985, we lived in a neighborhood and I wanted to meet more of my neighbors. So I would bake these and take them to my neighbors for them to enjoy for Thanksgiving breakfast. And then we moved to a different neighborhood, and I think I did that for a while, but then I decided that I would focus on new neighbors coming in. So if a new neighbor came in that fall, I would make the pumpkin muffins. And one of the really special memories that I have is one of our neighbors who moved in across the street. I had made some of them and I had put them into a tin, and I walked across the cul-de-sac and rang her doorbell, and she answered. And she was an Asian woman, but she was American and Asian American, and she welcomed me in, and I introduced myself, and I told her the story about the muffins and that I wanted her to enjoy them and to welcome her and her husband to the neighborhood. Well, it wasn't until the tea that was hosted on my behalf when we left the neighborhood, she came to my farewell tea. And a lot of the ladies were talking about, how they met me and all that. And she talked about how she met me, and that when she held the muffins, she held them close because she said they didn't have any heat in their house. And I did not know that. And, but she said they were just an encouragement and added warmth to her because they were fresh out of the oven. And she just held them and just felt so warmly welcomed to the neighborhood. And so that's a very sweet memory I have. Through the years, I've kind of slowed down and it's kind of hard to keep up, but I still make them every single year. I send them to my friend Andy for her birthday every year. And in fact, I've got a friend who's had knee surgery, and some of these are going to be going to her this week. So it's just a great recipe, and It's tried and true. It has an exact baking time, and I've never had any failure with them. So let's get started. The other thing I like about them is that they don't use sugar, they use honey. And I just think that they have a wonderful, dense consistency to them, unlike something like a Costco muffin, which are fabulous, by the way. But these are different. These are more dense, and they turn out nice and large. I get 2 dozen out of this recipe, and they're best warm with lots of butter.
Yep.
Slathered on them.
Yep.
And Jen has made them too.
I've made them too. They are super easy.
Yeah.
And what I like is that they're not super sweet.
They're not super sweet.
Most muffins we think of are more like a cupcake.
Yeah.
And these are not super sweet
No.
at all. You could eat them with a savory meal.
You could, yeah. And for a lot of years, I did serve them at Thanksgiving along with rolls. You know, you could have your choice.
Go well with soup.
Yeah, they do.
They're good.
All right, so we're going to put in the wet ingredients first, and this is 1 cup of honey. And I did run some oil in the cup before I put the honey in to make it a little bit easier for it to come out. Make sure you've got good quality honey. Okay, we've got that. And then we've got a 1/2 cup of oil, and I use avocado oil. You could use vegetable oil if you want, but I really prefer the avocado oil. And it doesn't affect...
It doesn't taste like avocados.
No, it doesn't affect the flavor at all.
It's a good, healthy fat.
Yeah. And then I'm going to add 4 eggs, 4 large eggs.
Do you need to keep this?
I will, yeah.
I mean, you got the big one.
Yeah, but I need that one to get the pumpkin out.
You got more honey in here.
All right, now what I'm going to do... Thank you.
It's like a tablespoon of honey.
Yeah.
Just leave them behind.
Okay, so I'm just going to use a whisk and break up those eggs.
Is this recipe in either of the cookbooks?
No.
No. But it is already posted at Food for All Reasons.
Yeah, it is on the website, Food for All Reasons, and it is at the Food for All Reasons Facebook page. If you go to search, you should be able to find it.
Yep.
And there is a pumpkin muffin recipe in my cookbook, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit sweeter.
Yeah, it's not this one.
Yeah. And I don't know why. I think I didn't put this in.
Say what that is.
Yeah.
It's
This is pumpkin puree.
Canned pumpkin
You want
puree.
the entire can. I think the reason why I didn't put it into the recipe is because, or into the cookbook, is because I really think of this more of a breakfast. Although, you know, as Jen said, you can have it for a main meal. But I don't serve these at tea time.
Right. What size can is that?
It's a 15 ounce.
Yeah. So the recipe says 1.5 cups
Yeah.
of pumpkin puree.
Yeah. And that's
basically
Yeah,
a can.
I have measured.
Does it come out to
yeah,
1.5?
it does. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, let me have this one. All right, now I'm going to mix those in real well.
So are you done with these?
Yes. All right, and remember I talked a while ago about adding your raisins and your nuts to the wet ingredients rather than waiting until you have the dry ingredients added. And this is a prime example because this dough is very thick.
Yeah, it would be
And
impossible.
you would have a tough time getting them in.
Yeah.
So I've added 1 cup of chopped nuts.
Walnuts?
Walnuts. Yeah, I prefer the walnuts to the pecans. If you do pecans, you need nice, good-sized pieces. But I just like the walnut flavor. I just wanted to make sure these were all separated. And this is a cup of raisins. It's a cup and a half of raisins.
Cup and a half.
All right. We'll mix those in. And you can leave the raisins out if you want. I've never left them out. You leave them out, don't you?
I leave both of those things out.
You do?
I don't like them.
Oh. Don't leave them out.
What is the recipe name? Is it just pumpkin muffins?
No, I think it says autumn pumpkin muffins, yeah.
Autumn pumpkin muffins. But if you search for pumpkin muffins, you should find it.
They should come up, yeah. All right, now I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Actually, it's unbleached flour. It's King Arthur flour. I did not sift it, but I did the dipping and leveling measurement. All right, and to that I'm going to add baking powder. This is 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Those are together.
So those are together.
Yep. And then 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves.
Is there a substitute for nuts? You can just leave them out.
Hang on a minute. And then 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you can leave them out.
You can leave them out. You can.
It's not going to affect the consistency or of the muffin, but
I know you're a purist. You can use pecans. You could probably use almonds if you had issues with either of those. I leave them out. I don't like walnuts, and so I leave them out, and the raisins too. I don't like either one of those.
Now you could even put in cranberries if you want to.
You could.
Dried cranberries. I wouldn't use fresh fruit of any kind.
No, you want to use dried fruit.
I'm showing you the original recipe. And you can adapt
you do whatever you want to.
You can adapt it the way you want, but this is the original recipe. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to my wonderful Swedish.
Link into the recipe in the comments.
Oh, perfect.
That's very
Oh, thank
helpful.
you.
Yeah.
My Swedish dough hook. This was a gift from Jen, and this is what I wanted it for, because this.
Yeah, it's perfect for this.
It's perfect for this. And remember, when you're making muffins, you don't want to overmix, but you do want to get all the dry ingredients mixed in here.
Yep.
Do you want to comment that this is an absolutely gigantic bowl you're making?
I've seen bigger.
Yeah.
I use bigger in the tea office.
Do you have one bigger than this? Yeah.
Yep.
I think this may have been one of my spare bowls for mixing tea.
Maybe.
Okay, and then I have my 2 muffin pans all ready, and they've been sprayed with spray. And I do not use muffin liners. I've never used muffin liners for muffins. I do for cupcakes, of course, but I don't do it for muffins because I just don't like having to remove them. I just don't. I don't, because you lose part of it, part of your muffin that's left behind in the paper, and I just like them without.
Au naturel.
Au naturel. And they don't stick.
They don't.
They do not stick. All right, so now I'm going to switch to the rubber spatula. I don't know that I can get much more off of that. Okay, so I'm going to get this.
You want to lick it?
And you want to make sure you get underneath there, so there's nothing underneath. You see how thick it is? It's not a runny muffin by any means. Okay, now let me show you. All right, remember we were talking about these ice cream scoops when we were doing tools of the trade, and this just makes it so easy to get the batter into the cups. And because this is so thick, you don't really have to worry about overfilling. Like these pans are from Williams Sonoma, and they do tend to be a little bit larger.
The cups are larger?
The cups are larger. It's deeper than a normal muffin tin. So your normal muffin tin, you probably will wind up filling them up pretty high. These, I may wind up taking a few out, a little bit out, because I do want to get 24 out of this.
Someone asked if you can use maple syrup instead of honey.
You know, I have not tried that. That's a great idea, and I might try that.
So the texture
might be different
because maple syrup is a lot looser than honey.
Right.
So I wonder if the quantity would need to be less.
I don't know. Now, I refrigerate my maple syrup, and it does become thicker.
Yeah, but it's not honey thick.
But it's not honey thick. I don't know. Maybe try it half and half and see how that works. And if I do decide to do that, I'll let you know. But I agree with you on the maple syrup thing. I've been
it would be delicious.
It would be,
it's
and
just
I have
out the right quantity.
Yeah, and I have been introducing more recipes using maple syrup. I have a couple of other muffins that I've made, and they are delicious. So thanks for that, because that's a wonderful suggestion. I'm going to try it. Now I can either.
The person who asked that says some people have allergies to honey.
Yeah, you're right. So I think the main thing is to have the consistent. You're watching me make them, and you want the consistency to be, the same.
Yeah. I would think you can. It's just figuring out the right quantity.
Yeah. So you think it would be less quantity than the honey, or more?
I'm thinking less.
Can you hold that for me?
But it could be the same amount.
I think I would probably try it.
The same amount.
The same amount, and just
see. It could
see.
be that you just need to add more dry ingredient. Like if it looks too loose, add more flour.
Yeah. Yeah. Now see, I'm used to making them, so I know what the consistency is supposed to be. You might, not be as familiar with it as I am. But replay the tape, maybe the video, and see.
There's no tape.
I know. The video. Old fashioned.
Less.
Say again?
You could also just start with less, and if it's too thick, then add more.
Yeah. Jen, could you get me a small spoon, please? Because I'm going to.
Someone in the comments said 1 cup of honey for 3/4 cup of maple syrup.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right, now I'm going to. I don't want to take too much, but.
Yeah, I think you can
Yeah,
take
I
some
will.
more.
I'll get there. And as I said, normally for muffins, you probably fill it about 3/4 full, but don't be afraid to fill them all the way up, because they just come out with a nice dome on the top.
This one right here has a lot
Okay.
compared to others.
Yeah.
looks like it needs more.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. How's it look?
Looks good.
Took a little too much out of that one. Okay. I think they're pretty even. All right. These are going to go into a
Are you done with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
400-degree oven for 15 minutes exactly. And then I'll show you the finished results.
Whoa, danger.
When we come back after the break.
Actually, I don't think we need a break.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Because I ran the kettle while you were doing that. So
Okay.
I think we can just roll right over, and I can start the tea show off / demo and keep this thing rolling.
All right.
Okay,
Sounds good.
So I'm going to grab the kettle, and my dad's going to come back around. All right. Okay, so I'm showing you, I'm going to show you the fall favorites, the teas that are in the sampler first. I'm going to show you those. And then I'll show you the new teas, and then I'll demo, I'll brew, I'm going to brew 5. And we'll go from there. So I'll start off with, the salty caramel pumpkin. So the first 6 I'm going to show you are in the fall favorite sampler. So I'm going to show you, this is the salty caramel pumpkin oolong, and it tastes just like it's named. It's salty, caramelly, pumpkin-y, in a really nice oolong. This is a bestseller. I introduced this a couple years ago. It is a bestseller, and it's fabulous. I love it.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, so that's salty caramel pumpkin. And then the next one is maple leaf, and this is a rooibos, and it tastes just like it sounds. It's rooibos with maple flavor. It's got cute little autumn flower sprinkles in it.
It's a great nighttime tea.
It is a great tea for night. It's naturally decaffeinated, being a rooibos, and it's a bestseller as well. All of these are.
I don't know about you all, but I find that especially as fall and winter come, I'm more inclined to have a cup of tea at night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't so much in the summertime, but in the fall and winter I do, and that's a great one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the maple leaf rooibos, and then pecan pumpkin tart green tea.
It's one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites too. It's a really, really nice green tea that's got a pumpkin and pecan flavor, and then a little hint of that pastry flavor in it. Now, I'm going to tell you, at some point, this is going to be discontinued because the base tea was discontinued by my supplier. But I have been working all summer to replicate that base tea. I'm close, not quite there. But I am trying to replicate that so that I can keep this tea. But I think ultimately it might taste different. I'm getting it as close as I can, but I think it ultimately is going to be a little bit different.
It's definitely a subtle.
It is subtle, a subtle
flavoring and scent. So might not be as pronounced a change, to the uneducated, or
I don't know,
as opposed to you. We may not notice as much.
Well, I'm hoping to get it as close as I can, but for sure I have to redo the formula because the base tea is discontinued. Now I have a lot of the base tea currently, but once that runs out, I have to have that replacement, which is why I'm working on it. I want to make sure I have it. Are all rooibos teas caffeine free? Yes. As long as they don't have a black tea added to them. So there are a couple that I sell that are called rooibos, but they have black tea in them. Just read the ingredients. If it has black tea anywhere in the ingredients, it's going to have some caffeine in it. Yeah. But if it's a predominantly rooibos with a little bit of black tea in it, then, I mean, it has caffeine, but it's not like you're drinking a full-on cup of black tea.
Right.
Here, you can use the bottom half of that. Okay, so these three I'm going to brew. I'm going to move this. But I'm going to show you the others first. So the other three in the fall sampler are Jen's Apple Cobbler, which is a green tea. It has black tea in it as well, but it's mostly green.
Can I just say,
To black
my
tea.
friends, my tea friends, run, do not walk to the website and get this tea.
It's a good one.
It is so good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of this.
Yeah, you should be. It is so good.
It's one of the first ones that I developed after I took over the business, and I'm pretty proud.
She got off to a really good start.
I did. I've slowed down since then. And then this is the OG Autumn Harvest.
Yeah, this was one of my first.
Yeah, Autumn Harvest was one of the first ones that Mom created when she started the tea business.
Yeah.
It is hands down everybody's favorite. It's a good, solid black tea. I think it's great all year round, although I don't offer it all year round. I do take it out of the shop in the summer.
I know one of the tea rooms that you supply, they carry it all year round, don't they?
Yeah. So wholesale customers are able to get it all year round, but not the retail customers. But black tea, it's got cranberry, it's got cinnamon, it's got clementine, clove,
Yeah.
apple, hibiscus. I mean, it's
It's
fabulous.
a plethora of fall flavors. I know.
It smells like cinnamon.
I know. And I'm out. Oh, my
I
word.
can hook you up.
I know.
I
know where to go.
literally just blended it today.
Oh,
I blended this today too.
yeah.
Okay, falling leaves. This is actually different.
It is.
It's different. The original base tea for this was discontinued, and as has been happening since COVID. But I found a replacement. I think it's better. Honestly, it's a black tea.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a black tea with a plumish flavor, but it's got more spices in it than the original one did. And the plum
I
is
agree.
It's more plum forward than the other one was. And it's got cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, and this one's got rose petals in it. And then the fun
But just
candy
a little
sprinkles.
bit, because it doesn't it doesn't overpower the other flavors at all. Oh, that's wonderful. Jen.
But it does taste like the original, but it's a little bit more. I don't know how to explain it. The plum is a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I smell first.
Yeah, but falling leaves, and that's an old one too.
It is.
And so those are the 6 teas that are in the fall favorite sampler. And then I'm going to show you the giveaway tea, because I'm giving away a different tea. So I'm going to show you what it is. Pumpkin spice cheesecake.
Oh, another favorite.
Is a rooibos tea that tastes just like the name, pumpkin spice cheesecake.
So good.
Oh yeah, that's so good. It is rooibos, so you can drink it well into the evening, caffeine free. This is the giveaway tonight.
Somebody's going to be really lucky.
I hope somebody's happy. Okay. And then I'm going to show you the 6 new teas that I added to the shop recently that are fall-ish. Some of them are fall-ish, and then others are just new, and I wanted to show those to you. I'll show you the 2 new ones that are not necessarily fall. One is called Sugar Buster.
Oh. Yeah, I remember reading about this.
Yeah, and so this is an herbal blend that, now remember, I can't make scientific claims.
Right.
But it has ingredients in it that people think may help with sugar cravings. It's not going to help you lose weight, but it might help curb sugar cravings. And I'll be honest, I haven't tasted this one yet. I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance to taste all of the new teas yet. But it's it's really interesting blend. It's got hibiscus, peppermint, licorice, lavender, chamomile, and valerian root in it.
So that's a good sleepy time.
It would work for sleep
Yeah.
too. Yep, with the chamomile. And
Yeah.
And so that I've called this one Sugar Buster, and that is available in the shop.
And by the way, I mean, a lot of times our cravings are at night.
In the evening. Drink this.
Yeah.
2 for 1.
Yeah,
Bang for
really.
your buck. But I don't make scientific claims.
No.
Wink, wink. This one also, I'm not making a scientific claim on this one, but I did name it Immunity Booster. This one is a rooibos. It's got ginseng, tulsi, lemon, orange, hibiscus, ginger, rose hips, cinnamon, rose petals, marigold, orange, and vanilla flavor. So it probably, it's like chicken soup in a teacup.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you're sick, you just need something warm and comforting, and that's comfort in a cup right here.
It is.
But it's immunity booster.
Very good.
Okay, so those 2 are new in the shop, and they're not fallish necessarily, but they're new. Okay, so next up in the new ones is the herbal called Autumn Pear. Can you smell that?
Nice.
As soon as I took
yes.
the lid off, I could smell
I
it.
love anything pear.
Pear, I know, it's so good.
Yeah.
So this has apple, pear, barley malt, orange peel, chicory root, and artificial flavor and natural flavors in it too. The ingredients say it has wheat. I have no idea how or where, but probably the barley malt is wheat-ish.
Yeah, probably.
So if you have a gluten sensitivity, be aware that this does have wheat in it. It smells really good.
Yeah, and it's very chunky.
Yeah, this is where I'm talking about. In a sample pack, you're not going to get as many mugs or cups of tea out of a chunky herbal. This is an example of that. But this is Autumn Pear, and it's new. And then, did you ever think about this one?
Yeah.
Did you carry it at all?
No.
Oh, well, no? Well, I added it. Oatmeal raisin
Oh,
cookie.
did I? Maybe I did.
I don't know
yeah,
if
I
you did or
did.
not.
Yeah, like the last couple of years, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I did.
Oatmeal raisin cookie. This is a black tea. And it's got lemon peel, cloves, cinnamon, oatmeal, raisins. That for allergen alerts, it does say milk, gluten, and sulfites.
Interesting.
Well, the raisins.
Yeah.
I don't know where the milk comes in, but the gluten is probably the oats because it does have little bits of.
I
oat.
do remember that one, and it was yummy.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Really
I have
good.
tasted this one, and it is fabulous.
Yeah.
and it tastes like fall too.
Yeah.
Oatmeal raisin cookie,
Yum.
black tea. Okay, and then these next 2 I'm going to show you are new, and I'm also going to brew them, and so that's why I waited till the end. So the first one is apple dumpling. Apple dumpling, black tea. It has lemon peel, clove, red apple, cinnamon bark, nutmeg flavors.
Yum.
Oh yeah, it's a good one too.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's apple dumpling, black tea, and I am going to brew this one. And then the last one I'm going to show you is another chunky herbal, and this one's Harvest Orange.
I love anything orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's got apple bits, hibiscus, orange peel, rose hip, rose petals, almond bits. So if you have a tree nut allergy, there are almonds in here. Cloves, cardamom, and vanilla.
That's really
What's
good.
that one called again?
Harvest Orange. Yep. It's not strongly spicy.
No, I get the orange.
There's a little, you get more orange.
Initially, but it's almost as if, is it orange or is it mandarin
It
orange?
says orange.
Is it?
It doesn't say mandarin.
Okay.
But it is almost mandarin, like
Yeah.
the mandarin or even a clementine.
Yeah, that's the
Orange.
sense I have, that it's more,
Yeah, it's definitely orange, but when I first smelled it, it was a really overpowering smell. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah, but it's not overpowering in the cup.
no.
Once I smelled it, like the second time, it's like, yeah, that just smells like orange.
Yeah,
it's
really
good.
good.
It's good.
Okay, so
Okay,
you're doing these.
So I'm going to brew those 5.
Okay.
So we're moving the other ones out of the way. All right, and my sleeves are. We need.
Well,
leave the cups.
okay. Oh, I didn't want to
there's-
get tea on the runner.
Oh, we're not going to get tea on the runner. Don't worry.
I know.
Don't worry. Okay. Not
Pay attention to the director.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So as I normally do, I'm using the tea sacks in our cups. That's not traditional. It's put it in the English side. This is the TSAC number 1 that I use for our cups, but I also carry, the 2 and the 3. The 2 is good for a mug and the 3 is good for a pot. And I do carry those. And then I'm going to, so here's the TSAC. This one was already a onesie. I'll show you how to separate. I show this every time, but I know we have new people too. So this is the perfect cup of teaspoon. Perfect cup of teaspoon. And I also carry the perfect pot of teaspoon.
Yeah.
You've got the timer.
I know. I heard.
She
I'm
heard
listening.
it. I can smell them. I smell muffins. This doesn't want to open. Okay. So let's do the herbal first because it brews longer. And so here you can see it's chunky. I'm going to do a heaping scoop. On other teas, I don't necessarily heap it like that, but I want to get a good amount of that. And you can see in the tea sack, it's pretty chunky. So I'm going to put that over here. And then I'll get the rooibos, and then we can pour the water on those two while I do the blacks. Well, 1 black and 1 oolong and green for our timing. So remember, the herbal can be 5+ minutes. Okay, so this is the maple leaf rooibos, which is technically an herbal. And so these can steep 5 minutes. I'm going to do the herbal first. Okay. Oh my goodness. This kettle's heavy. Okay. And then I'm going to do the rooibos. So I'd say do 4 minutes, please. My dad's the timer and the camera guy. Okay. And then I'm going to get the black, which is the apple dumpling. And then we'll get the water on that. And then I'll do the oolong. So the black can go for 3-ish. And I'm only doing 1 scoop because I'm only doing 1. We're going to call this a 6-ounce cup. And that's what this spoon does. So this is the black. I haven't spilled anything. I haven't spilled. Okay, so these are still together. So they come out of the box. 2 are sealed together on the side. So I look for the bottom of one of them, and then I will find the top of the other one, and I rip them apart. And I love that. It's so satisfying.
Yeah.
Right? My dad's nodding. He knows. He's the one who showed me. Okay, so this is the salty caramel oolong. Oh, so good. Just dropped a piece. All right, oolong can go to, this one can go 2 to 3 minutes. What are we looking at? 2.5? Okay, put the water on that. And then the last one is the green tea, and because that's green, honestly, that only gets maybe 2 minutes because it'll get bitter. Green tea and white tea are more sensitive to the time, and they will get super, super bitter if you steep them too long. So I always err on the side of shorter time. Depending on the green tea, I may only give it 1. But this one can hold up for 2. Okay, we're good. Okie dokie. All right, so let's close these. Close these up while they're, so we have 1:30-ish on our time. And then I'm going to teabag squeezer. I'm going to squeeze every drop out of the tea sacks into the cups, and then I'll discard the tea sack with the tea into the discard bowl. So
Lovely.
We're a little bit over a minute. We got to pad the time.
Okay, well, the muffins are
I
out.
don't have any questions right now.
Okay. Well, you know what I'll do is I'll show them in the pan.
Yeah, sure. They smell good. They look fabulous. Okay, we got 45 seconds till timer.
Okay, there they are, finished in the pan. And see how they dome up? They don't spread like a lot of
Yeah, a lot of
muffins
spread.
do. They'll spread around the edge, and then you have to kind of cut them and lift them up carefully. But these, and I'm not going to let them cool very long.
In the pan.
In the pan,
Yeah.
because I want to get them out. But they're look, see, they're going to lift up really easy.
Yeah.
So this recipe, I tell you folks,
It's
just so
fail-proof.
super easy, fail-proof.
Mhm.
15 minutes, no less, no more. And even if you make them a little bit bigger, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great recipe. Okay. All right. So timer's going off, and I need the camera over here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take out the herbal harvest orange, which I put in the water first, and it's pink, which usually happens with herbals, and that's because of the hibiscus that's in there. And then the next one is the maple leaf over here, which is the rooibos, and that looks great. So rooibos is a red tea. The liquid has a red tinge to it because of the leaf, and that looks perfect. And then I was getting to, let's check the oolong.
The green.
Yeah, the green probably does need first. Yep. Okay, so this has hibiscus in it, and so that's why it looks a little pink. But that actually is the right color for this particular blend. Most green teas are going to be like a yellow color, but the pecan pumpkin tart does have hibiscus in it, so it gets a weird purpley pink color to it. But that does look right.
Yep, it does.
And then the oolong, this is the salty caramel pumpkin. And so I call oolong is like between green and black.
Yeah.
Color wise. That's actually a little on the darker side than a lot of oolongs.
Yeah, a lot of oolongs do look more like that.
Right. But that has, this one has hibiscus in it too. And beets.
Ah,
It has beets in it, so that
a
adds
little
more
bit
color
redder.
too. And then the apple dumpling is the black tea, and it's going to be the nice amber color.
Yum.
And there we go. There are our teas.
Lovely. Oh, gosh. And that beautiful one.
Yeah,
the orange
this is
one.
the orange. The
Yeah,
harvest
that's
orange.
beautiful.
It's a nice pink color.
It is. Yeah.
So the harvest orange herbal, apple dumpling black, pecan pumpkin tart green, maple leaf rooibos, and the salty caramel pumpkin oolong. Those are your
Yeah.
5 teas.
Okay.
Is this a question?
2 questions.
Do all varieties of teas use the same temp of water? No. They don't use the same temp. Now,
They're asking if you use.
I did use the same temperature of water
For the sake of time.
for the sake of time. And also, the average person doesn't have a kettle that has different temperatures on it. You have one that's going to bring your water to a boil. That's totally fine. I do happen to have a kettle that does the different temperatures for green, oolong, white tea, black tea. But I bought that specific so that I could.
Let's give you a real quick condensed tip about this. Black tea needs the water to be boiled. It needs to be a rolling boil when you brew the black tea, because the tea needs to be shocked.
Right.
And that shocks the leaves and they unfurl and brew.
And it puts out the flavor.
It puts out the flavor.
That's what puts out the flavor.
All the other ones, the oolong, the green, the white, and the rooibos and the herbals.
So the rooibos can be boiling.
The rooibos can, but what I'm saying is all the other ones you can do short of a boil.
Right.
And that's the best, is short of a boil, especially for green and oolong.
And white.
And white.
Yeah. So white tea, if I recall correctly, 175 is the temp that's recommended for a white tea. and then I think it's 185 for green and oolong, and then like 190 to boiling for everything else. So if I remember correctly, I feel like the lowest temperature would be 175 for white tea. And that's because white tea is very delicate.
Yeah.
It's not fermented. It's just dried. It's the fresh first leaves. And they don't want the boiling water. But I'll let you know, I have for sure steeped white tea using boiled water. What electric kettle do I recommend? Any kettle that you can afford. Whether it's a traditional one that goes on the stovetop, which is not an electric kettle, or whatever is in your budget is what I recommend that you get. Now there are higher end ones like the one that I got that's got the different temperatures on it. I don't recommend any one over another. They all seem to work pretty well. I would say wherever you're looking at them, read the reviews. Because their users in the reviews are going to tell you what they like and don't like about a particular kettle.
And maybe how long they lasted.
Right.
Maybe, the durability.
I don't know what the brand is of mine.
Yeah.
I off the top of
This
my head.
beautiful blue and white one is Bella brand, and that was from Amazon.
Yeah. I buy everything on Amazon.
Yeah.
So, so whatever kettle you can afford, that is the kettle for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do the muffins freeze well?
Oh, yes. Okay. So this is what I do. Once the muffins come out of the tins, I let them cool completely if I don't indulge in one first. And then I put each one individually in a little baggie. And then I put them in a cookie tin or in freezer bags, usually 6 to 12 into one freezer bag, and then put them in the freezer. So and they will last, well, the best flavoring, they probably would last up to 3 months.
Yeah.
I have had them in the freezer longer than that if we don't eat them all. But they freeze very well.
Yeah.
And then you bring them out, and I actually have the instructions here. When you take them out, you can defrost them, or you can put one muffin on a plate and microwave for 30 seconds on high. And that will bring them to, and maybe even 35 seconds on high.
Yeah. It'll not only thaw it, but make it a little bit warm.
Make it a little bit warm
So your butter melts on it.
The butter melts, yeah.
Yeah. But they're good cold.
Yeah.
And even when the butter doesn't melt.
Yeah.
They're still good.
They're just,
don't eat them frozen.
They're
Might
just
break a
good.
tooth. But yeah,
Okay.
they work really well in the freezer.
all right, you want me to show?
Yeah. And then we'll do the giveaway.
So they're just cool enough for me to take them out with my fingers. They're sturdy. They don't break apart. And then I'm going to cut one, and we're going to put some butter on it. Look at that. All the chunky bits in there. If you could have me a knife, please. Thank you.
The chunky bits that I
The chunky bits.
pick out. You can eat that one. My dad says, this one's for me. It's your pay. Yeah.
I have a memory I'm going to share with you. My dear mother, when she had been in the hospital for about 10 weeks after some major surgery and recovery and what have you. And when she came home, I had the pumpkin muffins ready for her. And she could not wait. Mm-hmm. She grabbed a muffin because she was going to bed. And she grabbed a muffin and she was eating that thing on the way to bed.
Down the hall?
Down the hall,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, Grandma.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Beautiful,
there we go.
Beautiful. Look at that butter.
I know.
Delicious. Pop's mouth is drooling.
This speaks ball. This is the first batch I've made. First batch of the season.
That's how we know that fall is here.
Yep.
Because here, let me help. Let me help you. There you go.
All right, so we're gonna.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna do your
I need to do
giveaway.
the giveaway and the
Okay.
final announcements. You're gonna have to wait one more minute, Dad, on your muffin snack. Okay, so giveaway. Let me check my notes here. Okay, so I'm giving away 2 things tonight, and we'll do it like we normally do. It's just one entry, and Molly and I will draw 2 names. The first one gets the first item, and the second name gets the second item. It works really well to do it that way. So tomorrow, Molly and I will draw names. You have until about noon to get your entry in. So if you're actually watching it later or in the morning, you can enter the giveaway because I won't. I'll go church, and after I get home from church, that's when I'll start pulling the names out of the comments. So the giveaway keyword is fall. FALL, and that's it. And then the first item that I'm giving away is a 2-ounce bag of the pumpkin spice cheesecake, which I showed you earlier, which is fabulous.
It is fabulous.
2-ounce bag of pumpkin spice cheesecake. And so that's the first giveaway. And then the second giveaway is a cookbook. I realized
Yay.
that I had not given away a cookbook yet. I thought it's time. And it was a year ago.
It was.
It was
this
a year
week.
ago that I was finalizing things with the cookbook.
Yeah.
And we started taking pre-orders.
That's right.
And so I thought to commemorate that
Yeah.
milestone, that I would give away a cookbook. So the 2 giveaways, the 2-ounce bag of tea and the cookbook, for tomorrow, put the word fall in the comments, and you only have to do 1 time. And I'll get your name. And then the final announcement, I forgot this at the beginning. Tickled Pink for the Cure blend will be in the shop on October 1st. I only sell this blend in October for breast cancer commemoration. That's not even the
Research.
word. And research. 10%. I think it's 10% of the proceeds from the sale of that tea goes toward breast cancer research. I give to the Breast Cancer Foundation because they seem to be the best. I know a lot of people give to Komen. Breast Cancer Foundation actually uses their money for research in breast cancer, and their overhead is low, and that's why Mom started with them. I've continued with them. They just seem to be a better charity for that issue. So Breast Cancer Foundation, so that's Tickled Pink for the Cure blend.
Available October 1st.
Available October 1st, and only through the 31st. It's out of the shop November 1st. I only sell it for that month.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
And that's a rooibos, in case you're wondering what it is. It's a rooibos that's strawberry,
Oh, gosh.
and it's got
I
pink
remember.
ribbon sprinkles in it.
Yeah. It's strawberry raspberry. I think it's a strawberry raspberry
I think it's
combo.
a strawberry raspberry combo
See,
too.
It's been a long time since
Yeah,
I actually brewed
and
it.
I only blend it once a year.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but it's a really
It may
lovely,
have. Does it have almond in it? No.
Yeah.
Does it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
But it's
a good
100% yummy.
Yeah, it's 100% yummy. It's rooibos, so it's caffeine free, and available October 1st. And then finally, next month, we're excited about this one.
We are.
Next month, October 19th is our next live, and it's Maple Days.
Speaking of maple syrup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be all maple. I've got fabulous maple teas. We're going to do a fun maple baking demo, and yeah,
It's going to be good.
yep. And then it's the holidays, so y'all. I like what happened.
I know.
But I'm not ready for that. A friend of ours posted that we're 100 days away from. There are only 100 days left in the year.
Yeah.
100
days left
Yo,
in the year.
How did that happen?
I
I don't know.
I know summer just went by like
this
that.
year
really
really did.
really fast.
Anyway, we're done.
And he's done.
And he finished. Yeah, clean. You left a crumb.
I know. It was there to show that it was there.
That it was there. The evidence. Anyway, thanks for joining us. I hope that you guys will make the pumpkin muffins.
Yes.
I hope that you will buy and try some of these fabulous teas or a sampler.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time.
Next time.
Yep.
And you'll see us on in the
Yeah,
group.
in the group and on the page.
And on the page.
In the meantime, and then we'll see you October 19th.
Yep.
All right. Have a good
All
rest
right.
of your weekend.
Bye.
Bye.